Good morning, guys. This is View from the Pastor's Study. It is Monday morning, March the 7th, 2022. We're continuing to look at Jesus' commands from the Gospel of John. And today we look at a promise he makes. Oftentimes, commands are couched in promises. And when we're faithful to the promises of God, it is like obeying the commands of God. We're trusting that what he's promised will happen is true. So let me take you to a conversation Jesus is having with the Jewish leaders. We find it at the end of John chapter 8, and it's pretty lengthy. They get into an argument. He says they're of the devil. They say he's a Samaritan and of the devil. It doesn't end well because at the end they try to stone him and he walks away without being stoned. But I want you to listen to what it says starting in, where shall we start? Let's start with the command, verse 51. John 8:51, it says, "Verily, verily." Whenever you hear Jesus say, "Verily, verily," truly, truly, you want to pay attention. "I say unto you, if a man keep my saying, he shall never see death." Then said the Jews unto him, "Now we know that thou hast a devil. Abraham is dead, and the prophets, and thou sayest, if a man keep my saying, he shall never taste of death. Art thou greater than our father Abraham, which is dead, and the prophets are dead? Who makest thou thyself? Who do you think you are?" Jesus answered, "If I honor myself, my honor is nothing. It is my Father that honoreth me, of whom ye say that he is your God. Yet y'all have not known him, but I know him. And if I should say I know him not, I shall be like a liar unto you. But I know him and keep his saying." So Jesus keeps the saying of the Father, and we're to keep Jesus' saying. What does that mean? That means to follow what he tells you to do. Trust his promises, obey his commands, hear his sayings. And to not see death, not taste the death, doesn't mean you won't die, but it means death will have no permanent hold over you. Death will simply be a transition from a physical life to a spiritual life that'll ultimately be a resurrected life. But death is nothing no Christian should ever fear, especially if they're keeping the commands of Christ, if they're keeping his sayings. Let me go ahead and read down to where they try to stone him. "Yet ye have not known him, but I know him, and if I should say I know him not, I shall be a liar like unto you. But I know him and keep his sayings." Verse 56. "Your father Abraham rejoiced to see my day, and he saw it and was glad." Now figure out the math on that, because we know that Abraham died at a certain age. But Abraham saw his day and was glad. Then said the Jews unto him, "You're not even 50 years old yet. How have you seen Abe? And how hast thou seen Abraham?" Jesus said, great statement here, "Verily, verily, I say unto you, before Abraham was, I am." And there's that I am statement again. I am, John's filled with I ams. I am the good shepherd. I am the bread of life. I am the way, the truth, and the life. He's all of the I ams. But more than anything, he is the I am that is the eternal Son of God. And it closes with their response to the message. "Then took they up stones and cast at him, but Jesus hid himself and went out of the temple, going through the midst of them, and so passed by." So there you go. Keep the sayings of Jesus Christ. That's the whole thing we've been emphasizing through all this. There are certain commands he gives us, certain promises he gives us, certain sayings he expects us to build our lives upon. And when we do, even when the storms come, the house stands strong and sure. So let me encourage you with that today. Let's follow Jesus and watch what God does from there. So God bless you, and you have a great Monday.